back to the media room at Gillette Stadium, and we hope you've enjoyed live coverage of today's football press conference. Now we get to talk to some of the principal participants in it. I'm Josh Maurer, and we have University President Robert Caret. It's great to have you here today. I know you made a long trip to get back in time for this press conference. This was a decision to move up to the Bowl subdivision that you inherited, but I know publicly you have very much supported. Why is that so important for you?
Well, I think I mentioned it in my comments during the press conference. It really is part of the how you achieve a mission for a campus. And if you're going to be a top research public university in the United States of America, there are very few examples where that doesn't include having a FBS program that's a successful FBS program. So it is just one of those characteristics for the campus that's necessary for the kind of campus it's becoming.
What would you like to see from this new football coach, Charlie Molnar? What would you like to see from the university president's standpoint?
There's a whole series of things that you want from all coaches, and you obviously want to win. You don't want to win at any cost, but you want to win. It's what drives the program. It's what gets the blood boiling with the alums and with the students and with the business community. And it's critical to the success of any program. But you also want student athletes who are successful. So you want students graduating. You want compliance issues to be negligible or non-existent completely. You want a solid program. I've always been frustrated over the years that some of the biggest programs in this country have major compliance issues or have students going to the Final Four, none of whom are graduating. That's not what college athletics should be about. So it's really high integrity and high success on the field in concert with each other.
I've heard you describe yourself as a sports guy.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say I'm not a sports fanatic. I'm not the kind of guy that can say you remember the last play of the MAC championship game in 1962 when I don't have that kind of deal, but I love going to athletic events. I'm a social animal. I love being at athletic events as part of that social mix, and I think it's the kind of venue that brings people together. It's just an exciting place to get together, have fun. But the fun comes with the winning, It's sort of, you can't win all the time, but you got to win a lot of the time. And then people will stick with you through the low periods as long as there are a lot of high periods. And that's what we're going to hope for here.
UMass Amherst obviously being the flagship campus for the university. What role does athletics at UMass Amherst especially play for the entire university system? Well,
it's part, again, the system, just like the campus, has a series of characteristics. So when we talk about research, we talk about the system-wide research numbers, for example, $550 million. A lot of the rankings we talk about are really system-wide rankings. Mm-hmm. So what we're trying to do is build each campus into the best of breed. They each have their own peer group. We're going to try to make them always to be top 25 within their peer group. If they're not there yet, we're going to keep pushing to get them there. And so that's critical. But from a system perspective, having a top 25 flagship makes the system stronger. So it's really hand in hand. And that's why the board and I are supportive of this move. And just as we're supportive of lots of things happening on the other campuses in the athletic arena that are different athletic arenas. We have Division I hockey at Lowell, for example, and Division III athletics at Dartmouth, and all of those we want to be successful because of the mission of those campuses and the mix it provides to the system.
For those who are watching now and may not know, you're new on the job.
Yeah.
How's it going so far?
Well, I think it's going really, really well. There are probably some out there that aren't as sure of that as I am, but it's been a really good transition. I've been in the job full-time about 6 months. I spent about 2 months transitioning full-time without actually being at the helm. And it's just been great. It's the best transition I've ever gone through because of the time I had to really learn about the system and particularly about the people and the history and the nuances of what happens day to day. And it's an exciting system. When you have 5 campuses and 70,000 students and 16,000 employees and almost 500,000 alums, there's something happening every day that gets the blood boiling a bit. So it's an exciting system. I'm enjoying it a lot.
So how's the weather in Rio de Janeiro these days?
Yeah, well, if you're going to travel internationally, you do it when the governor asks you, because not only do you get to see all the right people, you get to travel a little bit more smoothly through airports and everywhere else. So it was a great trip. We spent 2.5 days in Chile, and I was in about 5 days, almost 6 in Brazil. Governor and about 50 business and governmental and educational leaders are still in Brazil right now. I left early to be here for this press conference, but it was great. I mean, the energy down there, the dollars they're putting into education, particularly higher education, are astounding. They want to outsource hundreds of thousands of undergraduates and hundreds of graduate students to all over the world, particularly the U.S., and we want a lot of them to come to UMass.
Well, we're happy you made it back here today in time.
Thanks.
Great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for being with us today. Thanks
That's
again.
President Robert Caret. We're going to step aside. We'll come back, and we still have Head Coach Charlie Molnar and Athletic Director John McCutcheon scheduled to join us. So keep it right here from Gillette Stadium. You're watching the UMass Sports Network.